Imagine waking up and your entire identity is gone. Your voice, your face, your body, everything. That's exactly what happened to these twins today. The rude, white-faced twin opened her eyes and found herself trapped inside the body of her kind sister. And the gentle, black-faced twin suddenly woke up inside the body of the sister, who always hurt her with attitude and anger. For the first time in their lives, they're about to feel each other's pain, the pain behind every smile, every harsh word, every silent tear. One will learn how heavy kindness can be, and the other will finally taste the loneliness created by her own attitude. This one day, this one switch, will rewrite everything they ever believed about each other. Because today, they won't just switch bodies. They'll switch hearts, truths, and scars. The world was still quiet, wrapped in the soft blue light of early morning. Birds weren't awake yet. The house wasn't awake yet. But something far deeper than sound had already changed. Inside a small bedroom crowded with posters, books, mismatched pillows, and the glittery chaos of two sisters' lives, the rude white-faced twin, Arya, slowly opened her eyes. She felt strange, not tired, not sick, just wrong. Her fingers twitched on the blanket, feeling a softness she didn't recognize. Her breathing sounded lighter, her heartbeat slower, her skin warmer, her muscles softer. She frowned. This is not my body. The air smelled different. The sheets felt different. Even the pillow under her head wasn't the one she punched every night before sleep. Arya sat up and froze. The mirror across the room reflected someone she wasn't, a girl with a black painted face. Calm eyes, soft features, warmth she had always mocked, was staring back. Her throat tightened. No, this is not happening. This is a joke, a prank, a dream, something. But the mirror didn't change. Her reflection didn't change. Her heartbeat didn't change. She was trapped in her sister Zara's body, the kind, gentle, forgiving sister she never understood. Her breath shook. She touched her cheeks, Zara's cheeks. Her hair, Zara's soft curls. Her hands, Zara's delicate fingers. "Why am I her?" she whispered. A fear she had never felt before crawled inside her chest. Vulnerability, confusion, weakness, feeling she had buried her entire life. For the first time, Arya's attitude cracked. Across the hallway, another scream echoed. On the other side of the house, Zara, the gentle black-faced twin, woke up gasping. But her gasp wasn't soft or sweet. It was sharp, heavy, loud. Like her lungs didn't belong to her anymore. She clutched her throat. Her voice felt rough. Her hands felt cold. Her emotions felt heavier. Something was off. Terribly off. She stood up too quickly, stumbling as if gravity itself had changed. Her feet hit the floor harder. Her shoulders felt tense. Her jaw clenched on its own. She rushed to the mirror. Her breath stopped. Staring back at her was Arya's white-painted face, the face everyone avoided, feared, whispered about. This can't be. Her eyes widened, but the reflection didn't soften. Her lips trembled, but the reflection didn't. Zara had woken up inside the sister who never said sorry. The sister who always pushed people away. The sister who hid her wounds behind walls of attitude. Zara felt a heaviness she had never known, the kind that lives inside a person who fights the world every day, the kind that turns pain into anger. She touched her face, Arya's face, and tears instantly formed. "Arya, what have you been carrying all this time?" Her heart ached. For the first time, Zara felt the emotional weight her sister hid behind aggression. The two girls burst out of their rooms at the same time, staring at each other, but seeing themselves. Their breaths hitched. Arya, trapped in Zara's body, whispered, "I look like you." Zara, trapped in Arya's body, whispered back, "And I look like you." A single moment, a shared shock, a silent understanding neither had ever felt before. And then, the world around them felt different, like it was waiting for them to learn something they were never willing to see. The house slowly woke up. Footsteps, doors creaking, the smell of breakfast. Life continued like nothing had changed. But everything had changed. Arya walked downstairs first, still inside Zara's gentle body, the one everyone loved. Instantly, she noticed something strange. Everyone smiled at her. Everyone greeted her warmly. Everyone treated her like the sunshine of the house. Her mom cupped her cheeks. "You look so peaceful today, sweetheart." Arya's chest tightened. Peaceful? Was that how Zara looked every morning? Then came the requests. "Can you help me with the dishes?" "Zara, you always know how to fix this." "Zara, can you talk to your uncle later? He listens to you." Arya's head spun. Why does everyone expect so much from her? Why does every person need her? Why does kindness come with so much responsibility? Her fingers trembled. Being gentle isn't easy. It's exhausting. It's a pressure no one sees, but everyone demands. For the first time, Arya felt something she had never felt before. Respect for her sister's strength. Meanwhile, Zara, trapped in Arya's harsh, intimidating body, entered the same room. Everything changed instantly. Smiles disappeared. Conversation stopped. People stepped aside. Her uncle raised an eyebrow. "Arya, don't start trouble today." Her aunt whispered to her husband, "She's awake, careful." No one greeted her warmly. No one trusted her. No one asked her for help. Zara felt a sting so sharp she almost flinched. Is this what Arya faces every day? Cold stares? Assumptions? Judgment without a single word spoken? Her hands shook, not from anger, from heartbreak. She now understood why Arya built a wall, why she pushed people away, why she fought everything. Because the world had already hurt her first. Zara blinked back tears. The entire day unfolded in painful lessons. Arya, inside the kind sister's body, realized how much effort kindness required. Zara, inside the rude sister's body, realized how deeply loneliness cuts. The world treated them differently, not because of who they were, but because of the image they carried. By the time the sun began to set, both twins were emotionally broken, yet finally connected in a way they had never been before. Understanding. The rarest form of love. The day had only begun, yet both twins already felt a storm building inside them. Arya, inside Zara's gentle, kind body, stood frozen in the school hallway. People crowded around her like she was a light in a dark room. They weren't avoiding her. They weren't scared of her. They weren't whispering insults behind her back. They adored her, but the weight of their expectations was crushing. A girl ran up to her, breathless. "Zara, can you help me with my project again? You're always so good at calming me down." Another student appeared. "Hey, Zara, the teacher said you should help lead the group today." A third voice. "Zara, can you talk to the counselor for me? You always understand people." Arya's heart hammered. Why does everyone need you so much? How do you stay this soft? How do you stay this strong? A strange heat rose in her chest. Not anger, not frustration, not pride. It was pressure. The pressure of being the kind one, the helpful one, the good one. And it terrified her. Because Arya had never been expected to save anyone. No one trusted her with their feelings. No one leaned on her. No one believed she could fix anything, not even herself. Inside, she whispered, "Zara, how do you carry this every day and never break?" Her shoulders sagged beneath the invisible weight of everyone's needs. For the first time, Arya felt overwhelmed by kindness. Meanwhile, Zara, trapped inside Arya's intimidating body, walked into class and silence hit her like a slap. Desks shifted away from her. Eyes narrowed. A boy muttered, "Great, Arya's here. Just don't piss her off today." Zara clutched the straps of her bag, trying not to cry. A teacher sighed before speaking to her. "Arya, do not cause a scene. We don't want trouble from you again." Zara felt her heart drop. Trouble? Again? She sat down slowly, feeling the cold air of the room rejecting her. Arya's body carried an aura of intimidation Zara never understood until now. Every whisper behind her cut deeper than any knife. She's so rude. She thinks she's better than everyone. Just stay away from her. Zara trembled. She wasn't used to being feared. She wasn't used to being misunderstood. She wasn't used to being hated before she even opened her mouth. She whispered inside, "Arya, how did you survive this? How did you walk in a world that judged you before you even spoke? No wonder you built walls. I would have too." Her throat locked. Tears burned in her eyes. But she swallowed them back. Because in Arya's body, vulnerability looked like weakness. And weakness was something Arya was never allowed to show. By afternoon, both sisters were collapsing internally. Arya under the weight of kindness. Zara under the weight of judgment. The world treated them like characters, not humans. And both finally understood the pain hidden behind each other's behavior. Scene 2, when pain finally speaks. After school, they met behind the old tree near the field, their secret place since childhood. But today, they didn't look like themselves. Arya, in Zara's body, had red eyes from silent panic. Zara, in Arya's body, had shaking hands from silent fear. They stared at each other, realizing the truth without speaking. Arya broke first. "I can't do this," she whispered, voice trembling. "Everyone wants something from you. Everyone depends on you. They think you can handle anything. They think you never break." Her breath shuddered. I can't be that strong, Zara." Zara's eyes softened. "And she swallowed hard. "I didn't know the world hated you before you even spoke. Everyone is scared of you. They treat you like danger, like a problem to avoid, like a storm waiting to explode." She took a shaky breath. "Arya, how did you survive being judged every single day?" Arya looked away. Her voice was a painful whisper. "I didn't survive it. I carried it. I got used to it. That's what anger is, weight turned into fire." Zara's heart twisted. "Arya, you weren't rude because you wanted to be." She stepped closer. "You were rude because no one gave you space to be gentle." Arya's eyes filled with tears. "And you weren't kind because it was easy." Her voice cracked. "You were kind even when it hurt." They stood there, two hearts finally exposed, two souls finally understood, two stories finally spoken. A wind passed between them, gentle, soft, as if the universe itself exhaled. For the first time, they weren't just twins. They were mirrors, seeing each other, not as enemies, not as opposites, but as humans carrying invisible scars. They held hands, trembling, broken, healing, and whispered together. Maybe we needed to switch to finally see each other. The sun had barely risen when Arya, still trapped inside Zara's soft, gentle body, stood in front of a bathroom mirror, gripping the edges of the sink as if the world were slipping out from under her feet. Her reflection wasn't angry. It wasn't fierce. It wasn't intimidating. It looked fragile, and seeing fragility staring back at her shook her to the core. Her breath hitched. Tears stung her eyes. She hated crying. Crying meant weakness. Crying meant she was losing control. And Arya never lost control. But today she couldn't stop it. A tear slid down her cheek, Zara's cheek. The softness made it even more painful. She wasn't crying as herself. She was crying as someone she had always misunderstood. Voices echoed from the hallway. "Zara, breakfast is ready." "Zara, don't forget the neighbor wants your help today." "Zara, you promised to tutor that girl after school." Arya's chest tightened so violently she felt her ribcage tremble. Everyone wanted something from her. Everyone depended on her. Everyone loved her because she never said no. But Arya suddenly understood something powerful. Kindness wasn't a gift. It was a sacrifice, a silent one, a painful one. She whispered to her reflection, "How did you never collapse, Zara?" Her voice cracked. "How did you carry all of this and still smile?" Her knees weakened. She grabbed the counter to stay upright. For once in her life, Arya wanted to be selfish. She wanted to say no. She wanted to walk away. She wanted to breathe without suffocating under expectations. But Zara's body wasn't built to say no. It was built to give, to comfort, to fix everything. Arya closed her eyes, and for the first time, she felt pity, real pity, not just for Zara, but for herself too, because she had never understood her sister enough to appreciate her. Meanwhile, Zara, still trapped inside Aria's intimidating white-faced body, walked through school like a ghost wearing armor. No one smiled at her. No one wished her good morning. No one approached her with warmth. Instead, move. Don't push me. Watch it. The world jabbed at her like she wasn't human. Zara held Aria's books tightly against her chest, her knuckles turning white. Every step felt like walking into a battlefield. She didn't want to fight. Whispers followed her everywhere. There she is. She looks pissed today. Just don't cross her. Zara swallowed hard. She wasn't pissed. She wasn't rude. She wasn't angry. She was terrified. Inside Aria's body, she felt like she was wearing a mask that frightened the world. When she tried to speak to someone, the boy flinched. I just wanted to ask. Please don't yell at me. Zara froze. She wasn't yelling. She wasn't even loud. But people heard Aria's voice. Not hers. People saw Aria's anger, not her fear. People remembered Aria's attitude, not her heart. Zara slowly realized something heartbreaking. Aria wasn't hated for who she was. She was hated for what people assumed. Zara walked to the restroom, closed the door, and finally let the tears she'd been holding spill down her cheeks. Her reflection stared back at her. Aria's face, eyes sharp, jaw tight, expression hard. But behind that mask were Zara's tears. She whispered, Aria, how long have you been hurting behind this face? The pain was suffocating, like she was drowning inside a body built from unspoken trauma. For the first time ever, Zara didn't see Aria as rude. She saw her as wounded, deeply, silently wounded. After school, the sky grew heavy with evening light. A soft wind blew across the empty field near their house, the place they always met when life got too loud. Aria arrived first. Zara came soon after. Two bodies, two souls, two truths, standing across from each other. They could feel something shifting between them, a raw honesty neither had ever dared to show. Aria spoke first, voice trembling. Zara, your kindness is killing me. Zara blinked. Aria continued. Everyone expects you to be perfect, helpful, soft, strong, every second of every day. Her breathing grew uneven. I always thought being kind was easy, but it's suffocating. It steals your time, your peace, your strength. A tear fell. I'm so sorry I never saw your burden. Zara's heart cracked open. She stepped closer. Aria, people treat you like a monster. Aria stiffened. Zara's voice shook. They expect you to be angry. They assume the worst. They judge you before you speak. Her hands trembled. I always thought you were rude, but you were just trying to survive a world that never tried to understand you. Aria's lips parted, stunned. Zara kept going. You weren't angry because you didn't care. You were angry because no one cared about you. Aria felt her chest tighten with an emotion she had never allowed herself to feel. Being seen, truly, painfully seen. They both stood there, breaking and healing at the same time. Aria whispered, I don't want to be you. Zara nodded, and I don't want to be you. Aria placed her hand on Zara's shoulder. But I finally understand you. Zara covered Aria's hand with her own. And I finally understand you too. The wind grew louder. The air felt charged, almost electric. Something deep within both of them stirred. The universe responding to the truth. They finally spoke. For the first time ever, they weren't fighting. They weren't comparing. They weren't blaming. They were understanding. And in that moment, their souls glowed with a light neither had ever felt before. A soft pulse of warmth spread between them. Quiet, gentle, magical. A reminder. Empathy is the only bridge between broken hearts. The morning light entered the room softly, as if it was afraid of witnessing what the twins had become after the soul switch. Everything felt heavier, slower, and painfully clearer. The white-faced twin, now living inside the body of the kind black-faced twin, stood in front of the mirror, staring at a reflection she had never known, a reflection she had never respected, and a reflection she had always judged until today. Her breath trembled. She reached out and touched the mirror, her fingers shaking. The glass felt cold, but the truth staring back at her felt colder. For the first time in her life, she wasn't just looking at her sister's face. She was looking at the life behind it, a life she had mocked, a life she had dismissed, a life she had never cared to understand. Suddenly, memories, her sister's memories, flooded her mind like crashing waves. The way people looked at her with suspicion, the way she was always expected to be strong because she was kind, the way she hid pain behind soft smiles so others wouldn't feel uncomfortable, the way she forgave before anyone even apologized. "Why did you carry all this alone?" she whispered, voice breaking. There was no answer, just the ache of realization. She used to think kindness was weakness. Now, living inside this body, feeling the emotional weight it carried, she understood. Kindness was a silent war, a daily battle hidden behind gentle eyes, a strength deeper than anything she had ever possessed. She touched her face again, her sister's face, a face she had insulted many times. Guilt stabbed her heart, hard, sharp, unforgiving. How did she live like this, she thought? How did she smile through all this hurt? It felt like standing inside someone else's storm and finally seeing the lightning she had ignored for years. Her legs weakened. She sat on the floor, hands covering her face, sobbing into a body that was never allowed to cry out loud. Her voice cracked through the silence. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." For the first time, she apologized without thinking about pride or attitude, because for the first time, she felt her sister's reality instead of judging it. And in that moment, the rude twin, trapped in her sister's body, felt something she had never allowed herself to feel. Empathy. Raw, painful, transformative empathy. A feeling powerful enough to break even the strongest ego. Meanwhile, in the other room, the kind twin, now trapped inside the body of her rude, white-faced sister, opened her eyes to a silence she had never known. Not peaceful silence. Empty silence. A silence that felt like loneliness had been living inside this room long before she ever walked in. She sat up slowly, scanning the messy floor, the scattered clothes, the broken hairbrush, the cracked phone screen. Tiny pieces of chaos that made perfect sense now. This is what she hides, she realized. She always believed her rude sister was unaffected, strong, fearless, impossible to hurt. But now, trapped inside her sister's body, she saw the truth. This room wasn't messy. This room was evidence. Evidence of battles fought in anger, but born from wounds no one ever bothered to understand. Everything suddenly made sense. The attitude, the sharp tone, the cold expressions, the walls she built, the way she pushed everyone away before they could get close enough to see her broken edges. "She's hurting," the kind twin whispered, more than she ever showed. She stood in front of the mirror, her sister's white-painted face staring back at her, beauty, sharpness, intensity. But beneath it, she felt a heavy emotional exhaustion. Her sister wasn't rude. She was protective, of herself, of her heart, of her emotional vulnerabilities. And the world punished her for it. People called her rude. People labeled her dramatic. People misunderstood her anger as arrogance. But now the kind twin could feel the real truth. The anger was a shield. The attitude was armor. The sharp words were self-defense. She swallowed hard, tears rising. "No one ever asked why you were angry," she whispered. "No one ever asked what hurt you." Her voice cracked as she pressed her palm to the mirror. "And I never asked either." She felt a pain she had never known before, a pain not of insult, not of fear, but being unseen, unheard, unloved in the way she needed. This body carried wounds too, just hidden differently. And in that moment, the kind twin learned a truth she had never imagined. Her sister wasn't the villain. Her sister was a result of a world that never gave her space to be soft. Both sisters lived in pain, just two different shapes of it. And the universe had switched them for a reason, to make them see each other. Truly, deeply, honestly. This day was more than a supernatural accident. It was a revelation, a mirror held up to the hearts they had never dared to explore. And somewhere deep inside both bodies, a transformation began, not of identity, but of understanding. a healing the universe had been waiting to give them. In the end, the twins learn a truth that life tries to teach everyone, but only a few truly understand. No one's heart is simple, and no one's pain is the same. For years, they stood beside each other, but never truly saw one another. One was judged for her kindness, the other for her anger. Yet both were silently carrying burdens they never spoke about. When their souls switched, they didn't just exchange bodies. They exchanged emotions, wounds, hidden struggles, and invisible scars. And only then did they realize the most important lesson of their lives. Everyone is fighting a battle you cannot see. The rude twin finally felt what it meant to smile while hurting, to comfort others while breaking inside, to carry kindness like a responsibility even when the world doesn't return it. She learned that being gentle is not easy, it's brave. And behind every soft heart lies a strength that most people never notice. The kind twin finally understood the truth behind her sister's anger, the loneliness, the fear of being misunderstood, the walls built after countless disappointments, and the armor worn because showing softness once led to pain. She realized that attitude is often a shield, not a weapon. And sometimes the people who seem the coldest are the ones who need love the most. Their hearts change because they finally understood the psychology behind each other's behavior. Kindness without understanding becomes weakness. Anger without understanding becomes judgment. But understanding itself becomes healing. The moral of their journey is simple, yet deeply powerful. Sparkles don't judge someone by the face they show. Look deeper into the feelings they hide. Sparkles, the softest people, often hide the heaviest pain. Sparkles, the angry ones, often protect wounds they cannot explain. Sparkles' empathy can save relationships that pride destroys. Sparkles' understanding someone's story can change your entire view of them. When the souls returned to their original bodies, both twins were no longer the same. The rude one softened. The kind one grew stronger. And for the first time, they didn't just share the same blood. They shared the same truth. This experience became the bridge between their hearts, a reminder that love doesn't grow through perfection. It grows through understanding. Because in the end, a heart that sees beyond the surface is a heart that truly loves. A soul that understands is a soul that truly heals. And their greatest lesson became the world's greatest reminder. Backhand index pointing right before you judge someone. Walk one day in their pain, and your heart will never remain the same.